Welcome to Angie Chaz and Tarot. Hello, Capricorn. Welcome in. Welcome in, Capricorn. As always, happy to welcome you in. Thank you to all who have supported this channel. I really appreciate it. Let's remember, not everything will resonate. Take what doesn't, leave the rest. If it doesn't help you, it doesn't resonate with you, let it go. It may, in time, it may pop into your mind and you'll be like, oh, yeah. Okay, that's making sense to me now. But I think the best tidbits are the ones that you get when you're asking yourself some questions and then all of a sudden you hear one or two sentences in a read that answer that question or make so much sense or put you on the right path or help you in your direction and how you want to be directing yourself. So I hope some of those come out of this read today. Let's spin our dragonflies for good luck and to embrace our uniqueness. Here we go, Capricorn. In our unique paths. Transformative paths. What about this transformative path? What are we talking about? Oh, interesting. So something big here because we've got two major arcanas coming out. The Hermit and the World. Wow. Big stuff here, Cappies, already. Okay, so you've gone within. Let's see, do we want to see those cards a little bit better? Yeah, you've gone within. You've been doing some work. I see it. Something has been a light bulb for you. It's going to help you in the way of travel. For some of you, I'm hearing piano, kind of random. You're getting some enlightenment here that I feel like is really setting you afire, but also in a way where you're very calm and you're understanding the messages and a lot of clarity. It's like it's wrapped up neatly. Yeah, that's definitely the energy. Whatever was kind of hectic and wild and chaotic and unkempt maybe even is now very succinct and organized and beautiful. So where maybe you didn't have clarity, I see you do now. I see something definitely about travel. This could be an online business too that you might have. I feel like there's a lot of prosperity there for you. You don't see that though. You're just seeing how much work this is. But I feel like prosperity is coming with this. For some of you, it's something you've already seen as it's been prosperous, this online venture of yours. For others, you're needing a helping hand to go to the next level. I see that hand will be offered, but again, for some reason, it's kind of disguised for you. You don't see it quite so clearly. You may have, pay attention to messages. You may be dealing with a Taurus or a Leo. And I feel like whatever this is too regarding online success, it's like, you know, you're really transparent and you really give it your all, or you really are brave in what you reveal. Now that is talking about whatever you're revealing online or whatever you've revealed in this business with regards to this business. But I also feel like just in life too, I'm compelled to say. And whoever received that maybe didn't realize what a gift it was for you to be so brave to do that. But I feel like there's also like a tamping down of emotions here so that you can go at this more business-minded or if there are emotions that run high regarding your life, you're tapping it down for stability. Also, there's something here about having a hard time asking for help. The message I'm feeling is really try and see that differently. If it's literally hard to say, I need help, work at that, saying it in a different way, or practice saying it so you feel more comfortable. It's like you can talk about anything, but when it comes to the help that you need, you really do struggle. We're going to get more into that. That could be part of this enlightenment too that you're getting. Really cocoon away, and get down to the nitty-gritty that's you. It does have to do with what you're sharing or not being able to share. Although for a lot of you, I see that you've shared some very transparent, intimate details, and that's been very brave. Okay, here we go, Capricorn. Although here we continue to grow and go, because I feel like we've really jumped in it pretty deep already. We've got the Ten of Cups, we've got the Death, and we've got the Four of Cups. These cards are gorgeous. It's a Third Eye Tarot. And all the cards I use are listed in my description box if you are interested in that. Okay, so yeah, there's something about what you have revealed it's left you very vulnerable, and now you're wondering about that. But Spirit's saying it hasn't left you vulnerable. It's made you stronger. Listen to the whisperings that you're hearing. The messages that you're hearing are something about it's made you stronger. This act, don't look upon this lightly. This has been a big act. If someone's acting like act is an action, if someone's acting like it's no big deal, or they didn't fully take it in, how brave that was to share, in time they will. But don't let that make you feel any less about the bravery it took to share. Yeah, definitely you're on a transformative course. I see that in a multiple variety of ways here. And it has something to do with just being bare and naked and truthful, okay? And also there is a nod to not everyone's doing this. So you're the one that's been brave while other people are hiding and not being transparent. Let's find out about this Ten of Cups. This is a great card. This is all about wishes, your happily ever after. Nine of Cups. Your happily ever after has something to do with what you have created. It's got to be this online business, or you're just very independent. That would definitely stand to reason with the Capricorn. For those of you who are wanting it to be about somebody else, or hoping that somebody else comes in to share this, I feel like the main theme of the movie here, that is your life, is your strength is extraordinary, and a lot of people aren't going to match that. They're not going to be comfortable in it. They're not going. Some are not even going to get it. Okay, so it is going to be hard for you to find a match. I don't see that you don't. I just feel like where maybe other people pair up more readily, yours is kind of a lone walk for a while. But you're very successful in this too. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't negate that also. Don't be yearning for this other person, or And by this, I mean in a romantic sense, because of course you need to be out there and interacting with people to a certain degree, good balances. But it's just important for you to realize that a lot of your success is individual success. You bring a lot of wholeness to people who don't know what that is. There's some sort of wholeness grid upon you, that you've always had, that you may assume other people have and they don't. But you can help bring that out in others, Queen of Wands, just by them watching you or just by them observing your actions. I'm seeing that you're looking great. I'm seeing that you're getting the downloads from Spirit. I'm seeing that you're wearing the downloads, something like that. Like maybe this online business has something to do with the design industry and you got some sort of wonderful insight or message when quieting the mind, meditating. You got some sort of download that has branched out into a business. So an idea literally from a higher source has helped you to branch out into a business. That's incredible. The Emperor is sideways. Yeah. You may have Emperor types in your energy, but they can't quite stand up. We'll find out more about that. I mentioned the Ten of Cups. Let's find out more about the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. King of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Nine of Swords in the reverse. Energy in the reverse here regarding your happily ever after. Why is that? Let's see. Yeah, I get it. So it's, don't be worried about this. I think you have a certain idea of what your Ten of Cups is, your happily ever after. And again, it's like you're always tying yourself with somebody else. I'll be happy when I have this person in my life, when I have a significant other in my life. And Spirit's saying your success is already here. It's always been about you and what you can do for you. So yeah, a little bit tricky here because I'm also getting, but remember, having people in your life is very important also. But maybe pull back on this. The importance of your life has to do with being with another. Don't be dependent on that ideal. Or feel like I'll be happy when, okay, fill in the blank. But in this case, I'm seeing a lot of it is when I find my mate, when I find my significant other. That's just worrying you unnecessarily because you're such a one-person show that, look back on your relationships, look back on the ones that were healthy, let's say, and did they really complete you? I mean, of course they were fun and they added to your life, but I feel like they don't completely complete you because whoever I'm speaking with, yeah, this one-man show is really kind of your path. Not to be alone entirely, but not to place so much emphasis on being with one person. And then you'll be happy. Don't be dependent on others, codependent. And also try not to look at it as an either or. If I don't get a person in my life, then I will pull back and do nothing. There's definitely see the balance, see that your path is primarily about you and your successes, not necessarily pairing up, having a family, doing the status quo, which, is there really a status quo? But it's more of your individual path is where you found your success. And I'm hearing also, look at the relationships that you have had that have been successful. And did you walk away from those if you had the choice of something else? And whoever I'm speaking with, more so than not, you walked away from that kind of exchange for something else. For example, maybe someone wanted to get married, and instead of getting married, and it was a healthy relationship for all intents and purposes, Instead of getting married, you chose to travel, something like that. So look at your patterns. You have chosen an individual path. So now don't come back in and say, I'm only going to be happy when I have someone else. It's more like if I have somebody else, it's icing on the cake. It's nice to have people around. Until then, I have a good, solid group of friends. Until then, I mix with others a certain percentage of my life. But I'm also it's like try and make peace with that and be more content with that your path may be more singular. And don't come at it with an attitude of, this is never going to happen, so I'm just backing off entirely and I'm ejecting from the whole social scene, friends and all. Don't hibernate too much. Hibernate for the enlightenment. And that's good for us at any time, periodically. But not for too long. Find the balance. And regarding your emperor to the side here, on the side, yeah, you have emperor energy that approaches you, is in your life, but for some reason they just can't put it together. It's like you see glimpses of what they could be, and they know they have moments of how they're an emperor, but then they can also be the opposite of that. And you see that too. Okay, the Eight of Cups and the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is in the reverse. Also, I'm hearing something that makes you feel very comfortable can also make you feel very uncomfortable. It's like when you first put it on, it makes you feel all warm and cozy, and then when you wear it a while, it makes you very uncomfortably hot or something like that. Like the warm and cozy turns into uncomfortable overheating. Some sort of metaphor there. Get clear and walk away from what doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, there's something not being said. If it doesn't make sense, there's something being held back. There's all kinds of reasons why something doesn't make sense. I'm just throwing out examples. Manipulation, control, not being truthful, not wanting to divulge information, not being upfront, but something in your energy, and I'm actually hearing multiple things in your energy, get clear on them because you walk away from what doesn't make sense. Five of Wands. If you stay in what doesn't make sense, you just constantly are wondering, like, how do I show up? Or who do I show up as? Or who is this person really? Are they this or are they that? Sometimes they're this, sometimes they're that. They've shown up several different ways. And Spirit's saying, you do not have time for this. Okay? You don't have time to figure out who's going to show up and why. And, they need to figure out how they're showing up and why. The Tower in the reverse. Yeah, that's how you avoid the tower situations. So the crushed feelings, or if things are just crumbling down around you, tower gets a bad rap. I feel like change is always good and welcome it because it's needed. It's something that's needed. It doesn't feel like it. It could feel horrible. Like, let's just even take a person passing away for an example. That's horrible. And you think, how do I live without this person? And we've all been there. But there's always something that comes out of that too, where you feel like, ironically, that could be listed on what I learned, or something positive came out of this tragic situation. COVID was another example. How tragic. And yet there were many things as a society we learned, like to value our time, to value to not rush through life, how quickly life can be taken. Valuable lessons, positives can come out of towers, in other words. In the reverse, it's saying you've avoided a tower. and you've avoided towers in your life, or it's a message for in the future, because you gain this clarity. And you don't do this dance with, I don't know who I am and how I'm showing up or what I'm showing you. And I've shown you a lot of different things, but I maybe haven't shown you the truth. Okay. So that's just an example too. You're just not putting up with that. And then also, just this sense of, you don't just stay in it and keep thinking, well, this will become clear, or maybe I need to look at this more. You just move away from what repeatedly isn't making sense, okay? And repeatedly is important to add in there, because certainly every situation is going to be different. And maybe someone doesn't talk about their feelings very readily, or they don't know how to express themselves. But after a while, you're going to start seeing the patterns of what you're putting up with that just doesn't make sense. Or is disrespectful. And that's how you've avoided the towers, or you will in the future, is just getting clarity and walking away from what doesn't make sense or disrespects you, or you just know it's not, the truth, the transparency we talked about early on. None of that is there. Page of Wands is here. It's the Page of Wands here, Spirit. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles comes out sideways with the Page of Wands. Communication about something that's really inspiring you. Maybe that's what keeps you going in a confusing setting. You just keep hearing how you're an inspiration or something like that. But really get clear on the actions rather than the words, because something is either very slow Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is tough. She's had to be tough. She's had a tough road. Okay. Something's either telling you you're an inspiration, or you're finding inspiration with something. And it's been a long time coming, or now it's just appeared and it's like, is this the real deal? Is something about, is this the real deal, or is this just BS? And the Queen of Swords says you have to be very discerning here. Now, she is the quintessential discerning image. Characteristics. The discerning queen. Again, I'm hearing know what to cut out and know what to strategize with, or just know how to strategize this. And that's based on what serves you, what's good for you. Is this good for you? This that inspires you, or that you inspire. Five of Cups in the reverse. Wow, they're all upside down now coming out. Five of Cups in the reverse, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. A couple of kings here, adding to, we had a king out here, I think. Oh, we had the Emperor out here. Oh, yeah, we had a King of Cups in the reverse. All your kings are in the reverse. Some of you are dealing with someone who's trying to look like a king, but they're not. Yeah, watch out. Watch out for someone who's maybe, they're used to being perceived as a king, maybe. But I see that there's some falsity, surrounding this. And yeah, there's something about not putting in enough work here. But I see you coming out of that. Again, it's the clarity and then the knowing what to walk away from and being very discerning. Your Queen of Swords energy. Knight of Wands and the Star. I feel like specifically we're talking about maybe one individual in your life, as we started out with talking about situations in your life or people in your life. Now I feel like we're getting down to one person maybe. And the overall energy I feel here is just be clear on your wishes, what you want to have happen, and go after that. And does this person align with that or not? And it doesn't have to be so complex. It's just simply a straightforward, basic question. And I think that that is so often very helpful, because when you take in all kinds of different angles here, then the message to yourself and the way you're thinking about something gets muddy too. So it's very succinct here with regards to if you're thinking of one person in particular. In the area of knowing what to walk away from after you've gained some clarity is look at those wishes and does this align? Or is this kind of energy that doesn't align or isn't, you can't count on this energy? Like they're wearing some sort of a mask. First of all, you don't even really feel like you see this person clearly because of the mask. But also, like they're not embracing their true self or their uniqueness or their unique path. But they want to hear all about yours. Now, maybe they want to learn how to do this, or maybe they don't want to talk about themselves. Maybe they want to get you talking all the time. That's going to resonate with somebody. Yeah, pay attention to your messages coming in from your spirit team. I feel like you're strong in that area. You rely on your team. You've gotten messages before. It's kind of just common knowledge for you that you'll get the messages, and they're coming in. Lovers talks about choices. Make good choices here. Make good choices regarding your lovers. More messages for our Cappies. Eight of Swords. Right along those lines. Make good choices regarding the people that you're spending time with, particularly in the romantic area. And don't let anything hold you back. If you feel their behavior holds you back, or if you feel like you guys aren't on the same page, it's just not for you. But I feel for some of you don't know if you're on the same page because you're being transparent and the other person is they're trying to look like they're transparent, but they're really not telling you much of anything. So again, clarity and knowing when to move on. Share your perspective. That's what you've done. You have exactly done this. You have shared your perspective. I think you have been so brave in sharing your story, your perspective, and your dreams. You know, that is not easy, and you have done that. Now, have they in turn been respectful and done the same? Ask yourself, okay? Or is this kind of a one-way street? Do they get you talking so they don't have to talk, or do they get you talking so it's more of a control thing? Pay attention. Pay attention to these small details, global connections. Yeah, we see that. First card out, the World. It does talk about travel. We were talking about an online business here. This comes in globally maybe, or you're making global connections right now that are going to be very valuable. Guilt. Watch out for people who don't share. They don't treat you with respect, or they, haven't been respectful of the fact that you've shared some very tough stuff, or you've been brave to share, or they just, they're not respecting this relationship as a whole. They're coming in, like we talked about earlier, a variety of different ways. Be careful with them turning that around and saying something to guilt you, where you've misunderstood, or where they've played games and then you haven't been happy or something. They turn things around on you, when in reality, you're not happy because they did something, but they don't want to look at that something. So they say, oh, you weren't happy with that. But in reality, they were disrespectful, or they did something that you got clarity on that you walked away from. Don't let them spin the narrative here and make you feel like you have the problem, because it's their inability to look at themselves. Healing cycle. Yeah. And you can do this, and you understand what I'm saying because you've been in a healthy healing cycle. That's the Hermit, the second card out we saw. You've been working on these things. They have not. In fact, I don't even think they give this all much thought, the healing and whatever you've shared with them, and your insights, your perspectives. I think they're going through the motions and doing something surface level. Their motivation is something surface level. And you're trying to make it out to be more, but I don't think they're on that same page. And I don't think that they really respect that page you're on, the work that you've had to do, what you're trying to convey, something like that. I think you guys are in different places. Safe word. Yeah, maybe you two have even had a safe word, okay? Someone cannot get to you anymore. Okay, that's part of your healing cycle. And more importantly, that's part of your seeing things clearly and knowing what to walk away from. See your beauty, your worth, your strength. I love that card. And that is how someone can't get to you anymore, is because you see your worth, among other things. Now, that could be them too. They could see your beauty, but I feel like it's more along those lines. They could see your strength. I'm not sure they're seeing your worth. Right place, right time. Okay. Maybe you've given this situation or situations more of your time because you felt like it was kind of serendipitous and maybe meant to be. We'll ask a little bit more on that. Regardless, invest in self. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of messages here that talk about, self-worth, investing in self, the clarity, knowing what to walk away from, asking for support. That was what I saw early on with you having a hard time asking for help. Now, please know that can go across the board for so many of us. You are not alone, but practice that. Practice that. I'm speaking from experience that I practiced that. And then I started utilizing that. And it was very difficult, but I kept the sentences short. And that was done by design. And I practiced it. And then I started going out into the world with these phrases. And I haven't done it that much, but I will tell you, once you do it once, it does get easier. Keep going. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Remember, you've avoided a tower by healing and getting clarity and knowing that your path is about you, doing for you. And if somebody comes along, that's icing on the cake, but keep going, keep going, keep going. It's not an energy we've talked about of, if only this comes in, then I'm happy, okay? Upgrade. You were upgrading. This is not easy stuff. This is really difficult shadow work. This is difficult to share with people, especially if you're not a sharer. This is difficult to ask for help, especially if you haven't done it before and it is a real emotional side to you. What do I want to say? An emotional subject for you. That's what I want to say. Feeling like an object. Yeah. This person has the see your beauty, but they may not have your see your worth or your strength. Oh, no. They see your beauty and your strength, but they may not see your worth. And that's also that energy I was saying of and you and them are not on the same page because they're seeing this as more of a superficial type thing. Level up. Wow. Did we not get something that said leveling up? Upgrade. Yeah. Upgrade and level up. This is all about your healing. This is all about where you're going now as you get clarity on this and other situations in your life, okay? And in looking back at past patterns, you're leveling up, you're upgrading. You're due for an upgrade with situations and people, maybe even. Rejection. Yeah, reject what doesn't serve you, okay? Oh, this has been some great cards, great cards. Okay, let's grab, this is kind of a long message here, Capricorn. Let's grab some charms and wrap it up. Okay, you've got an anchor here, so remain grounded. This could talk about travel too. And that first card out, the World, did talk about travel, global, something like that. Travel in your midst, but also remain grounded here. While you're transforming, we see a lot of that energy. This is big transformation. This is not easy stuff. And you're taking it on, and take it on in baby steps if you need to, but take it on because there's big transformation that's happening here. Yeah, how great. Maybe one oracle. Oracle for our Cappies. Watch the energy that's just always constantly in motion and always like predatory. They never settle down. They never have an objective. It's just like moving, predator, something like that. Watch that energy. Be aware of that energy. Never settling down to think or be transparent or, get out of the surface. It's like constant predatory surface stuff. Self-care. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The healing that we talked about, the self-care, the asking for help. Yeah. The one person show here and making sure that you're caring for that one person show because you do very well, but you need to make sure that, everything's cared for as well. And that care's got to come from you. You can't look to other people or other situations to provide that. That's the last message I'm hearing. That care has to come from you. Capricorn, I hope you've liked this message and you got something out of it and it's been helpful. And healing, I hear also. I hope it's been healing. Yeah. I think we're going to stop there. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And thank you again to those who have supported this channel. Let's remember until next time who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Thank you.